Alright, today's video I'm going to be going over my soil test results for my lawn. So this soil test was selected for grass. This is from my soil testing. I've used this company before. I do like them. You can select what your soil test is for. This helps with the results. They're going to give you ways to help solve it. So this is for lawn, grass. So I live in North Carolina, zone 7B, central part of North Carolina. I have red clay soil. So let's get into the results, and then I'll go over, okay, what am I going to do for lawn fertilizer, and how am I going to fix one of these micronutrients, which will be boron. And all right, so first thing we're going to get to is the pH, which is important. We can see we're in optimal range. We're actually very close to neutral, pH of 7. The result's 6.73. I've been adding lime every year. I kind of had a maintenance dosage. Clay soil can take a ton of lime, but based on these pH level, I'm not going to add any lime this year, and I probably won't add lime again until I see a pH of 6.5 or lower. So I won't be adding any lime, which, hey, that's cool. It's going to save me some money and also time of pushing all that stuff out in the yard. Nitrogen is low. This is no surprise. It's not that low. We're not that far off based on this graph here of being in an optimal range. Haven't applied any lawn fertilizer since April. We're about to hit September now, so no concern there. Simple, any lawn fertilizer will solve that issue. Our phosphorus level is very low though, 2.33. This is parts per million. Optimal range is 5 to 11. That's low. So this is really what my biggest focus on the soil test is how do I fix this phosphorus issue? So if you go buy lawn fertilizer, now this may vary from state to state, as I know some states are kind of have some restrictions for phosphorus. And the reason why some states restrict phosphorus is because it can cause algae blooms for areas where there's runoff and stuff. I believe Maryland, I think maybe one of the states, but for me this is an issue, and I don't live by any waterways anyway. So with typical lawn fertilizer, you'll notice that middle number a lot of times is 0. And that's because there's no phosphorus in regular lawn fertilizer. But your starter fertilizer does have phosphorus in it, and that's because phosphorus is very important for root development for your new grass seed. So I'm going to solve this by, I do a total of 3 fertilizer applications a year currently. I'm doing one like around mid-September. I do one around about the first couple weeks in November, and I do one again in April. So that all 3 of those applications, I'm going to use a starter fertilizer. And then after those applications, I'll do a soil test again next year. If my phosphorus is still low, then I'll continue that starter fertilizer applications instead of just using a regular standard lawn fertilizer, which does have higher nitrogen in it, but has no phosphorus in it. And obviously, I need that phosphorus. So sulfur's low, not really concerned about that. Iron is high. I have red clay soil, like I said. Red clay is red because of the iron content. Zinc and copper, not too concerned. What I'm concerned about is this boron here. I have absolutely no measurable boron at all. Now, grass doesn't use a lot of boron. I think it's just like 1/4 of the amount of boron as a typical plant with like a tree or a shrub. But now boron is very important for like vegetable gardens and certain types of crops. But I do have different trees planted through my yard, and I do have some fruit trees and stuff as well, and I would like to have my soil more balanced. So I am going to try to fix this boron, and I'm going to go over how to fix it. So the best way that the average consumer can fix boron is with the product Borax. Borax is 11% boron, and this is something you can buy anywhere. Borax is the product you'll see in a box. It's by your laundry detergents typically. I think each box is around 3 pounds, the average box I've seen. So, like I said, it has 11% boron in it. To add 1 pound of boron per acre, you need 9 pounds of borax. And that's the recommended safe rate to add, because you can get boron toxicity fairly easy if you go overboard. Like if I was growing like some type of like a vegetable crop over I had a farm, based on these basically these non-existent boron results, I would actually end up adding 2 pounds of boron per acre, so that'd be 18 pounds of borax. But it's better to be safe, so for this first go around, I'm just going to add 1 pound of boron per acre, so that's 9 pounds of borax. So how am I going to take this powder of 9 pounds of borax and distribute it across an acre. How am I going to do that? Well, it's real simple. So I'm going to take my lawn fertilizers, which will be 100 pounds. I'm going to show you the lawn fertilizer here in a second, the lawn fertilizer I'm going to use. So I'm going to get two 50-pound bags, so that's 100 pounds, and I'm going to divide that by 4, so 25 pounds. And I'll put 25 pounds in my hopper, now your spreader, and then I'm going to take 1/4 of that 9 pounds of borax, and I'm going to mix it in with the lawn fertilizer to spread it out across the yard. And that's actually the recommended way to spread borax or any type of boron product, is add it to your dry granular fertilizer and spread it throughout. You just got to do a little math. So 9 pounds of borax is 144 ounces, so you can just take 144, divide that by 4, whichever way works easier for you. If you want to divide it, if you want to break up the weight by ounces or pounds, and just add that to your fertilizer. Now, if you want to know, well, how much, I don't have an acre, how much borax do I need to add per 1,000 square feet to equal a 1 pound per acre? So it's around 3.34 ounces. So we make it simple. We'll say 3.3 ounces of borax will add equivalently of 1 pound of boron per acre per 1,000 square feet. So if you only have, a 5,000 square foot lawn, just take 3.3 ounces, multiply that by 5, and that's all the borax you would need to get the equivalency of 1 pound of boron per acre. All right, so I'll probably bored y'all with math. So let's get to the lawn fertilizer I'm going to use, which I'll be getting at Lowe's. And this is a Stay Green product, 50 pounds, 1824 by 6. This is the starter fertilizer. Of course, I get a 10% military discount at Lowe's, so I will save a little. Lawn fertilizer's way up. Fertilizers as a whole are way more expensive. So 2 bags run me around 110 bucks, 10% discount, and they'll get it back down to about 100 bucks. And like I said, I'll be using this for a total of 3 applications. To give you an idea of the importance of boron, before we get there, with this, you can just put in whatever your square footage. So like an acre is around 43,500 square feet. Of course, I have a house, driveway, flower beds, so lower it down to 37,000 square feet. And the product here is a 2027 by 5. So not exactly what I'm using, but fairly close at 111 pounds. I'm just going to use 100. It says every 4 to 6 weeks. There's no way I'm going to be applying that much fertilizer. That's just insane. A lot of fertilizer to use is that's just a lot. But hopefully just using a starter fertilizer will get that boron more reasonable. And quick, before we close this video out, I will put a link in the description to this particular article. It's easy to read about boron. I also, on a different channel it's called Helix Gardening. I did a 35-minute long video on a few things about my vegetable garden that I do, and I heavily covered boron. I went over 2 articles by a couple of universities about the importance of it in vegetable crops. I'll try to put a link description to that video if you're interested, if you have a vegetable garden or whatever, but that's a longer video. As we can see here, it kind of goes over like what boron does, the importance of it in plants, and I'm not going to bore y'all reading all this, but quick overview: involved in nitrogen metabolism, protein formation, builds sugar, carbohydrates, at least for photosynthesis, helps move sugars and carbohydrates to the plant. This is why it's kind of important for like a lot of your vegetable and fruit plants. So it has some role, and having a more balanced soil and having a soil that's not really deficient in anything can really help prevent a lot of diseases and stuff like that. So this is one of the reasons why I would like to try to get my soil a little more balanced. But anyway, guys, hopefully this helps someone, gives you some guidance on how to, maybe solve some of your issues, or maybe just, hey, maybe I should get my soil tested, the importance of soil testing. Like I said, I have a link in the description to the video to this particular company, my soil testing I've been happy with. Link description to that particular article about the boron, and a link to the description to the video I covered on my vegetable garden on my different channel, which is quite long. But anyway, till next time, guys, I hope this helps somebody, and y'all have a great day.